Hello everyone, welcome to the ScholarDev Show. So in this show, the developers share their journey, how they become the developer from a scholar. And today we having the Aditya. Aditya is a software engineer, technical blogger and a speaker. Hi Aditya, welcome to the show.
Hey, hi, Shailendra.
So Aditya, let us know about your career journey.
Yeah, sure. So, if I'll start from 2012 when I got into engineering, 2016 I passed out from electronics and telecommunication, and I got a job in small electronics firm. But eventually, I've realized like I'm someone who likes to code, and that's where the passion for coding got started. And I started applying for a few companies, but I mean, I should say I was not lucky enough to get into a good organization where I can use my skill set. So I have to go for some some course which was related to computers or related to some software programming things. So that's where I came across CDAC, and I did my CDAC in 2017. And after that, I got placed in Honeywell as a mobile developer, where I was working for iOS development for a couple of years. Then I moved into DevOps. Then I moved into another organization called Raytheon Technologies. Then I was associated for with Amdocs for around 2.5 months, and now I'm working with F5 as a SE3. I usually deals with software programming like Python, Golang, and all the DevOps tools.
So here you have done your BTech in ECE. You have done your BTech in ECE, but how decided I should go into the programming? Why you have not chosen the ECE your career? You have chosen the IT for your career.
Yeah, so when we are into EC, there are a few programming languages we are exposed to, and while working on it, working on few projects, that's where you realize that is something which is of your interest. And when you put some effort gradually, you meet your computer science friends, and when you sit with them, you interact with them, you understand, okay, this is how software works, this is how an application is built. And gradually over a period of time, over the course of time, I realized, okay, this is something I'm looking forward for the rest of my career.
So how you decided I should choose the DevOps for the career? Because we have in the lot of fields also.
Yeah, so I started my career as an iOS developer, a mobile developer, where we, the entire team, was even responsible for end-to-end shipping. So since I was a fresher, I used to put my hands into release management, build release, and that's where I've realized, okay, build release is something where you get to understand the end-to-end how the application is released to customer. And since I was into a mobile application, I was already exposed to development. And when I was working with build release, I was closely working with the testing team as well as the dev team regarding the build packages, regarding the testing the IPA file or the APK files. And after that, I mean, when there was a position which had to do more of a release development with respect to web application, I asked like, okay, I want to put my hands into that. And eventually I started with the build release of the web application, the backend with respect to Java, PHP, and the front end was, I remember when I started, it was a React.js project. And then since I was exposed to few automation, few development, build release management, I thought like, okay, DevOps is something which is helping me to understand the entire application life cycle. And then I thought, okay, I'll stick to this.
Is somebody willing to make a career in DevOps? So what are the suggestions you want to give to those people and what are the tools they should know?
Okay, so when we talk about DevOps, so there are multiple. I can say umbrella. Inside umbrella, there are multiple tools. So when we talk about the build tool, there is Maven, there is Gradle. When we talk about the continuous integration tool, there is Jenkins, there is Bamboo. So we will not get into much detail of it, but for someone who wants to get started, the few tools which he definitely should learn. When we talk about the continuous integration, he should be very well versed with either Jenkins or the GitLab CI/CD. Either of the one should work, but If someone is very new, it's good. It's if someone is very new, it's good if he starts with Jenkins. When we talk about containerization, definitely he should go with Docker. He or she should go with Docker. Version control system, GitHub. I think every graduate student should be comfortable with GitHub as of now. So I believe like it would be good if they put hands into Bitbucket or GitLab. For container orchestration tool, I have been using Kubernetes, and for infrastructure as code, as well as for doing cloud automation, we use Terraform, Ansible, and majorly AWS and Azure Cloud. And of course, not to forget, uh, one major question which I usually get from student is like, do I need to know programming to get into DevOps? So as far as my experience has been concerned for past 6 years, I feel like programming is something which will keep you par. If you know programming, you will be always par with the other employees or in other companies. So programming is something which every DevOps engineer should learn and should know, at least Python or Golang.
I was reading about you. You have participated in the global hackathon. Can you let us know what is the way the student can participate in the hackathon and what are the benefit they will get if they will participate in the hackathon?
Yeah. So global hackathon. I mean, when I was in CDAC, that was the first hackathon I participated. So if you Google the global hackathons, you'll get multiple links which will be happening across the globe. So you can just get a problem statement and start working over it. When it's like a 12 hours or 24 hours. Streamline, you even get to interact with other people around the globe. You get to understand how they think, how they break the problem into small chunks and start distributing that chunks to specific employees, and they start working. So when I was working with a guy who was in Texas, so the first thing which I learned was with him was like to break the problem into very very small. Breaking the problem into small is something which we do, but he was trying to break the problem into very small thing, and he was assigning to each of us. We were around 5-6 people, so each of us, and then we were building that small solution into a one bigger solution, and the next step was another bigger solution, and we were adding blocks and blocks. So that is how something which you get to expose and you get to learn. And since it was my first hackathon in 2017, and after that I've been participating in multiple hackathons which happens in or within the organizations.
So, what are the tips you want to share with the student who are willing to participate in the hackathon?
Okay, so first of all, as per my experience, every hackathon you get a problem statement and you have a team. You can either join a team or you can ask them if you want to join it. So they have, if they have a position, they will let you inside, and if they don't have, they will let you know. So that's one way you can ask them. You can approach to the team members if they have they are looking for people who are good in the skills. And secondly thing is like to let them know what you bring to the table for them. So if I need one software engineer and I have 10 applicants, I should know what each one of them brings to me, and then I can shortlist. That's another way. Third way is, I think, to set up a team locally. You Once you start reaching out your friends, you make a group locally, and then those group can uh, participate in further hackathons. And once you start participating in further hackathons, you meet new people, and then you again get to know each other. Okay, you are good in this. So let's say if I'm going to develop something related to machine learning or AI, and I'm not good with AI, but I found someone who is already very good with artificial intelligence, what I can give to them, I can give them a mobile application. So okay, we will develop a mobile application as well as web application. You can help us with AI. So I think meeting new people, interacting with them, understanding what they are looking for, what you are looking for, is something which will help you to make the group as well as know each other, and then eventually you can form a team and get yourself.
So, do you think the people who are willing to participate in the hackathon they should have a good GitHub profile? Or if I will ask, what is the criteria for participating in the hackathon?
or ask them, okay, you are good in that this, or you are. But if you have some your portfolio where I can see what you have done, what are your past achievements, okay, based on that at least I can analyze. I can see your GitHub profile. I can see how much code you have been doing since past few months. What are the small applications you have made, or at least some sort of profile he or she should be having, okay, to understand and to analyze how beneficial he can be for my team.
So when you started your tech blogging, and what is your aim behind it?
Okay, so the aim behind it was very simple. When I was in my second year or third year, I used to write articles for magazines as well as newspapers. So I thought, okay, if I can write for magazines and newspaper, why cannot I start with writing technical stuff? So when I used to come across some problem, okay, so for solution I need to go to some 10 websites, and out of 10 website I used to get one solution. Okay, then what I was thinking, like me, there might be few other employees or few other students who also would be going towards 10 websites, and they also will be getting one solution. So I thought, okay, let's create my own blog where this is a problem statement and this is a straightforward solution, so that tomorrow if I again come across this solution, I can go with my blog only. So I'll just give an example. Let's say, for example, if I want to install a Docker on Ubuntu machine, so there are like 100 articles over the internet. Okay, and there might be, everyone might be having their own approach for installation. Okay, and let's say if I am in hurry and I know a few blog which is accurately and it works every time. So what I'll do is like I'll just check few articles, write my own blog with few some shortcut steps, and then whenever I want to go for the installation, I'll just open my blog, I'll go ahead and I'll just follow the same thing. So that's how it got started, and eventually I got interest in writing technical articles, so I have been writing since then.
So when you started your tech speaking career,
When I started, I think the first speech which I gave was in 2016, and that was related to something which I was building. It was a mobile application only. So that was the first speech which I gave in one engineering college for first year, and then eventually I think I never stopped, and since then I have been giving at least twice or thrice a year. I go to multiple engineering colleges and been giving this thing.
so what is your advice for the scholars who are looking for the job change and who are hunting for the new job? So what is your suggestion for them?
Okay, I think the first step is to build a good resume. A good resume, I mean, when I say good resume, it does not necessarily need to be 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. A good resume means like it should have some standard keywords. Plus, what is your aim? You should have those things already incorporated in. And the first thing is like your achievements. It should be highlighted, because what I feel, to get shortlisted in good companies, you should have some of your portfolio to be very strong. Because right now what I'm seeing is like students are really working hard. You see on hacker rank, hacker lead code, people are building their profile. So I think the first step starts with preparing resume. The second step starts with building your profile, and then of course you need to be technically on par with whatever is going around, and then of course you can approach to the organizations.
Okay, great. So now what is your life goal? Because you started your technical blogging, you are doing the speaking. So now how you are looking for your career starting from here?
Okay, so this is something I have been doing as a part of some open source contribution. But when you are asking me where I want to see after a few years, so I definitely want to be in tech field only, like for a long time. I do not want to go into management thing. Technical stuffs are something which excites me. So definitely I'll be in technical only, more towards the architect side, system engineering side I would like to explore over the course of time.
So thank you Aditya for coming on the show and sharing your journey with us. I hope the audience will get the help from your journey and they will get now clear picture how they can become the DevOps engineer if somebody is looking for a profile for the DevOps engineer. So thank you.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, nice talking here. Bye.
Yeah, bye.